Amidst new terrorist threats from Al-Shabaab, an extremist group in Somalia that is linked to Al-Qaeda, the US Congress still can't agree to pass a bill that will fund DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, before Friday deadline. For the fourth time, Democrats blocked a bill that seeks to reverse Obama's immigration order in order to approve the DHS funding. Republicans leaders are racing against the clock to avoid getting blamed for shutting down an agency that fights terrorism. It's a risky moment for the new congressional majority. A nasty partisan impasse over funding for a vital agency will probably damage the party's brand just months after the Republicans took power, and the impact could carry consequences for the 2016 election. And I quote Tom Cole, the Oklahoma Republican, that says, "I don't think shutdowns and showdowns are the way to win the presidency in 2016. He and many other lawmakers, Melissa, believe that this is a last-minute resolution that could get us the funding that we need for DHS, because we got this recent threat of terrorism against the Mall of America in Minnesota. It's a very scary thing. This is the first time in recent times where we have a threat to a location within the United States. Al-Shabaab released a video where they target several shopping malls in London, the United States, and France as possible targets for attacks. This is very scary.
It's really frightening, but this happened in 2013, right? This shutdown happened in 2013. We had 95% of people that were working without pay in 2013. So I just don't understand why the Republicans they're so affected about the election when it comes to this issue. Like, they're so concerned about what's going to happen. So where does Congress stand in this situation right now?
Well, the situation is that they're using immigration as a token of negotiation for funding, which they thought that they were, they had a stronger position and they could get some moderate Senate Democrats to vote in favor of this measure, but the tables turn on them. And what we know now is that the majority of Americans feel that it will be Republican to blame if we go into a shutdown. If we go into a shutdown and the agency shut down,
we're repeating what happened last time.
We're repeating, and in terms of safety of the country, we will be okay. TSA officers, Border Patrol, frontline law enforcement, and the members of the Coast Guard, they will still be working without pay.
What happens to everybody else?
Everybody else, like the office staff, they will go home. Okay. So there will be, it will be a weaker organization, but the front line, the defense line, will be functioning. To that idea, the office, Jed Johnson, the Homeland Security Secretary, said in a statement that it was indulging in a fantasy to believe that you can shut down the Department of Homeland Security and there be no impact to Homeland Security itself. This is not the time to be shutting down the Department of Homeland Security by failure to act. The same way President Obama made a statement saying that it is not okay to play politics with national security. He was in the governor's meeting last week, and when he said that, and I think he's right. I think that they're mixing immigration with funding. They should be two things apart. Yeah. Although the Department of Homeland Security is the one in charge of applying this immigration action that the president ordered, but I think more important than that is to fund the programs that make sure that we have counterterrorism, that we have intelligence, and we have protection in our borders to make sure that we are safe in case of a possible attack. Yeah,
because this is the worst time to be doing it, but what do you think is going to happen?
I think that we are going to get the funding because, Democrats and Republicans are arguing and maybe agreeing to that to a certain extent that because the immigration policy is stalled at federal court, now Congress could have some leeway to take out the immigration action out of the equation and let the third branch of the government deal with it and just move ahead and do a short-term funding bill for the DHS, and then give them some time for the White House to appeal and get the action out of the court. I
agree with you. Yeah.
And I think that this is the way to go.
Yeah, take the steps now and deal with the ramifications later,
That is,
because we need it now.
And another important thing is to know that this shift in power is very interesting because although the Republicans have the majority on Congress is not enough. We are seeing that it's not enough to have the majority in Congress to move things forward. And to that idea, the leading Republicans are saying, if we don't have the power needed to push these provisions that obviously the president and the Democrats don't like, we shouldn't do it. We should try to work in a more constructive way that will bring some results. So we want to know, what do you think? Do you think that Republicans are playing it too close by taking DHS funding hostage to immigration issues? Let us know what you think in the comments and subscribe to the Lip TV.